Hello everyone, it's nice to be back and uploading this video for you guys. I'm really sorry for my absence. For a while I was just feeling super unmotivated to make videos or really do anything because I started working again from home after not working for basically like a year because of COVID. And also at the time I wasn't buying a lot of manga because I was trying to save money, and also I just had no time to read anything. But I'm back now and I have a whole bunch of ideas and time to actually make videos again, and lots of new manga in my collection. So that brings me to today's video, which will be my top 5 favorite mangas as of 2021. So getting right into it, at number 5 I have here Sign of Affection by Sue Morishita. And to give you a brief summary for this story without giving too much of it away, it's basically about a young girl or young woman named Yuki who was born deaf and uses sign language to communicate with her friends and family. So one day a tourist comes and asks her for directions, and she doesn't understand because she's deaf. But luckily a student that goes to her college named Itsumi is able to help her out with the tourists, and he frequently travels around the world and knows multiple languages, so he's able to communicate with the foreigner. And so basically after that they're both drawn to each other for various reasons. Itsumi really wants to learn sign language and Yuki is more than happy to help, so they become friends and eventually start a romantic relationship. I really do love the story so far. It is still ongoing, but I'm more than happy to wait. I think Morishita has done such a great job at incorporating the many ways that Yuki communicates with text, writing, reading, lips, and of course sign language to paper. It even had me wanting to learn ASL myself after reading the first couple of volumes. And besides that, the story itself is very well articulated and very dreamy and romantic. The art style itself, speaks for itself. I love Itsumi and Yuki's dynamic, and I think their relationship is super healthy and positive, and they both really understand each other, which makes my heart absolutely gush with happiness, but it makes the story also much better as well. So I really do recommend this if you want to read it. It's fairly new, and there's only 3 volumes out right now, I believe. But I think the 4th volume will be coming out pretty soon for pre-order, so definitely pick it up if you're into this. And at number 4, I put Lovesick Ellie by Fujimomo. I don't actually have any physical copies because it's not released yet, but English copies are going to be available later this month, I think the 21st. It is actually currently on pre-order on Right Stuff, which is super exciting. I'm definitely going to pick it up whenever it is released. But I read this manga a couple months ago, and I can't stress enough, do not read this while you're working like I did, because I was so caught up in it, and it's literally so funny that I just kept getting distracted. The story is about a teenage girl named Eriko with a secret Twitter account where she goes under the alias Lovesick Ellie, and basically on this Twitter account she'll tweet her deepest love fantasies, and then one day she accidentally drops her phone, and this popular guy named Omi finds it and basically just reads all of her tweets and decides to play into her fantasies to not ruin her dreams. They end up getting closer in the manga, and it is very interesting to see how their relationships play out in the end, because they are very different. And this series was not at all what I was expecting when I first saw it, but it is one of the most entertaining stories I have read, and like I said earlier, I was constantly laughing, and honestly, I would love to see an anime adaptation or something like this, kind of like how they did for Love Me, Love Me Not. It's just so funny. I really do recommend it. And at number 3, I have Shortcake, which is by the same mangaka as A Sign of Affection. And as you can tell, I really do love Sue Morishita, and she is one of my favorite mangakas. The story is about a girl named Ten who goes to live in a boarding house because she has to commute 2 hours to school there and back, and it's just a lot. And at the group home, she meets several new people who are obviously now her roommates. The last two stories are very like drama free, but this one kind of takes you on like a roller coaster between the love triangle and certain characters' childhood memories coming back to quote unquote haunt them. It is a lot more than I expected, which was just a regular shoujo with a regular female lead and male lead and second male lead. The story does progress and shows a lot of character development, and I personally enjoyed that a lot. So I would read like every volume in like 30 minutes as soon as I got it, and then I would like scramble to find the next volume as soon as I could. And I was lucky to start reading this when I did, because it actually is completed now, so I think it is worth investing time into. And I also do adore that Morishita did like a time skip and showed them like as adults and like what they were doing. And I really did enjoy this story. And at number 2, I have the beloved Mars. I actually just received these volumes today as I'm filming this video, and if you don't know, Mars is on the rare side to find because it is out of print, so finding it not damaged and at a decent price that won't absolutely demolish my bank account was a bit of a struggle, but I was really lucky to find it on Reddit of all places for like $95 for all 7 of these volumes, which I think is a good price considering I've seen listings for the whole series for like $600 plus. Anyways, if I could describe Mars in any way, it would be in every which way a drama. I've seen people compare it to like a soap opera, which is pretty on par. It does follow the shy, artsy girl meets bad boy trope, but I'm honestly a sucker for cliches, so I didn't mind that at all. So if you are the type who is kind of put off by those tropes, I ask you to not judge it completely. Mars is more than a typical romance, as it does deal with more serious and mature topics that may not be suitable for everybody. But as the story progresses, and you become more attached to the characters, you only want to read more. That being said, if you do want to read this, I will warn you that it does deal with content like suicide, mental illness, assault, and psychological aspects, but within that is also a very telling and beautiful story with characters that have super strong bonds, and I'm pretty sure I finished reading all 16 volumes in like 2 days, and I never once found myself putting it down or just being bored. The male lead, Ray, is super charming and very pretty to look at, and Kira, the female lead, was drawn very beautifully. The couple share such intimate and real interactions that made me feel super involved in the story, and I just fell in love with it, to be honest, and I completely recommend to anyone that is interested. And lastly, at the number 1 spot of my list and my heart, I have Nana. Nana is a josei manga that is also adapted into an anime. It's about 2 girls who have the same name, Nana, and they meet one night on the train to Tokyo with dreams of their own. Nana Komatsu, or otherwise known as Hachi, is moving to Tokyo with the intent of living with her boyfriend and going to art school with her friends. And she's she's codependent, very naive, and is just super clingy to everyone that is around her, which often lands her in a lot of predicaments, whereas Nana Osaki is moving to Tokyo with the dream of becoming a famous singer with her band Blast or Black Stones. This story is one of the ones that will probably stick with me for the rest of my life. In the past year, it's literally just been so impactful. I've named my whole channel after Nana. I have a tattoo. I have an insane collection in my bookshelf, basically a shrine. But anyways, as dramatic as it sounds, I've just never been able to connect with characters as much as I have from Nana. One of my favorite aspects is how real it all is, which also makes things super bittersweet, yet you can't stop reading. All of the characters are very lovable, aside from a couple, cough cough, I'm looking at Takumi and Rera. Anyways, sadly, this manga is not completed. The last volume to come out was volume 21, which was released in July 2010, so we don't know if we're ever going to get a completed ending, as the mangaka went on hiatus when she was diagnosed with an unknown illness. I hope it does come back one day, as it did leave off on a huge cliffhanger. If you know, you know. But even with the 21 volumes that are out, it is still a revolutionary favorite, and I feel like that says a lot since it's not even completed. But, but that concludes my top 5 favorite manga list. It may change over time. I may do a part 2 with some ongoing mangas that have been released this year. I really have enjoyed a lot of the new mangas that have been released. So other than that, I do thank you all for sticking around. Hopefully I mentioned some new mangas for you and you'll pick up some. And also feel free to leave a comment of your top 5. I am looking for new manga all the time to read, so it would be really nice to get some recommendations from you guys. And I also did just want to thank you all for subscribing. I can't believe we're at like 600 subs. Like, that's literally insane. I'm grateful for all of you guys, and stay safe. Have a great holiday. If I don't post before Christmas, hopefully I do. I don't know. And if you haven't heard it all week, I am happy that you're here, and have a great night, day, awesome, I don't know. Okay, bye.